The 2024 US presidential election is shaping up to be a nail-biter. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are locked in a tight race. Polls show neither candidate with a clear advantage. The nation is on edge as election day looms. Every vote could be decisive. Key battleground states are feeling the heat. Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Arizona are seeing a flurry of campaign activity. Both candidates are pouring resources into these states. They know that winning these battlegrounds is crucial to securing the presidency. The tension is palpable. Americans are deeply divided. This election is about more than just policies. It's about the soul of the nation. The outcome will have profound consequences for years to come. The candidates are laser-focused on winning over voters in key battleground states. Vice President Harris is campaigning on a message of unity and progress. She is emphasizing her commitment to addressing issues like climate change and income inequality. Harris is drawing large crowds at her rallies. Her message of hope and optimism seems to be resonating with voters, particularly young people and minorities. She is emphasizing the need to protect voting rights and ensure that every vote is counted. Former President Trump is relying on his signature brand of populist rhetoric. He's holding large rallies and attacking his opponent. Trump is promising to restore America to its former glory. He is appealing to his base of supporters who are drawn to his strongman persona. Trump's rallies are marked by fervent energy. His supporters are fiercely loyal and believe that he is the only one who can make America great again. Trump continues to make unsubstantiated claims about the 2020 election, further dividing the country. The candidates offer starkly different visions for America's future. Their policy positions are a reflection of their contrasting ideologies. Voters are faced with a clear choice between two very different paths. The economy is a major issue in the election. Vice President Harris is proposing policies aimed at helping working families, such as affordable health care and increased access to education. She argues that her plans will create jobs and boost the economy. Trump, on the other hand, favors tax cuts and deregulation. He claims that these policies will unleash economic growth. Trump is also focusing on issues like trade and immigration, arguing that he will protect American jobs. Climate change is another key area of difference. Harris has made it a central focus of her campaign. She is proposing ambitious plans to reduce carbon emissions and invest in renewable energy. She argues that tackling climate change is essential for the future of the planet. Trump has dismissed climate change as a hoax. He has rolled back environmental regulations and promoted fossil fuels. Trump's stance on climate change aligns with his base, but is out of step with the scientific consensus. Section 4. Election integrity under fire, legal challenges and voter confidence. The integrity of the 2024 election is facing unprecedented challenges. Republicans, fueled by Trump's baseless claims of a stolen election in 2020, are enacting restrictive voting laws across the country. These laws, they claim, are necessary to prevent voter fraud. Democrats argue that these laws are designed to suppress voter turnout, particularly among minorities and the poor. They point to the fact that there is no evidence of widespread voter fraud. The battle over voting rights is being waged in courts across the country. The legal challenges are creating confusion and uncertainty among voters. Many are worried that their votes will not be counted. This could lead to lower voter turnout, particularly among those who already face barriers to voting. The Department of Justice has filed lawsuits challenging some of the most restrictive voting laws. The outcome of these lawsuits could have a major impact on the 2024 election. The integrity of American democracy is at stake. Section 5. Public outcry. The debate over voter ID laws. One of the most controversial aspects of the Republican-led voting laws is the requirement for voters to show photo identification at the polls. Proponents of these laws argue that they are necessary to prevent voter impersonation. They claim that voter ID laws are common-sense measures to ensure fair elections. Opponents counter that voter impersonation is extremely rare. They argue that these laws are a solution in search of a problem. They say that requiring photo ID disproportionately disenfranchises minority voters, the elderly and low-income Americans who are less likely to have government-issued identification. The debate over voter ID laws is highly partisan. Republicans largely support them, while Democrats largely oppose them. The issue has become a flashpoint in the larger debate over voting rights and election integrity. Civil rights groups have organized protests and rallies against voter ID laws. They argue that these laws are discriminatory and undermine the fundamental right to vote. They vow to continue fighting these laws in court and at the ballot box. Section 6. The Stakes, a defining moment for American democracy. The 2024 election is shaping up to be one of the most consequential in American history. The outcome will determine the directions of the country for generations to come. The stakes could not be higher. The very foundation of American democracy is being tested. The rise of political extremism, the spread of misinformation, and the erosion of trust in institutions are all cause for concern. The world is watching to see if the American experiment can survive. The choice facing voters is stark. On the one hand, there is Vice President Harris, who represents a more hopeful and inclusive vision of America. On the other hand, there is former President Trump, who embodies a more divisive and authoritarian brand of politics. The 2024 election is about more than just choosing a president. It is about choosing the kind of country America will be. It is a call to action for all Americans to engage in the political process and fight for the future they believe in.